officially reached 6 stone loss in 6 months on my GLP-1 health journey. Is that the most important thing that's going to happen today? No! That drop lamp might be. No, it won't be. But you know what we need to do today? We need to decide which of these 3 outfits I'm going to wear to the wedding I go to tomorrow. Yes, I'm going out the house. Yay! Hey, it's me, Jo, from Jo's Sleep and Slim Down Journey, and I'm really excited to be here. Literally, I am. Miss Mary is too, because we're so pleased that we have got to spend 26 weeks, 6 months in fact, with you guys. You're our community, so this episode is all for you. First of all, we're going to start off with Miss Mary trying to get some cat treats while I'm trying to do the recording. You know what she's like. She'll never change. She will never change. Miss Mary, come and enjoy some of these cat treats then. These are the ones that Mia bought her, along with Todd Kitty and Little Lady. Mia, remember we were celebrating Mia a few weeks ago. We're celebrating her again. She's lost 151 pounds. Yahoo! Let's celebrate. There's a right. No singing. Come on, Miss Mary. This is an episode for you guys, not for me just singing away. So, we've got some other things that we're celebrating this week. It was Pammy from. She's there. I can see her. Pammy from Mounjaro Journey with Pam, and Delilah from Delilah Rodriguez. Their channels. Both of them found they were celebrating birthdays this week. So isn't that wonderful? Yes, it is. Do you know what that means? I'm sorry, folks, I've got to sing again, because I've got to sing happy birthday to ya, happy birthday to ya, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday to you both. You know I've got you on the day, but the vlog is done on Friday, and it's late tonight. Look, can you see how late it is? But I have been having a day, oh what a day, because I got the knitted postcards done. Not everyone got a postcard this time round. There were some that I still didn't get the postcards to, because I've not found out enough about you yet. So you've got to get chatting with me in the comments below. Chat. I know I've missed Alan. I know I've got Boris. So I know I've missed, I've just looked at the replay and noticed that I've missed Alan and Boris. I've also missed Alanda. But then I've got the choice now. Does Alanda just want a single knitted postcard of what I've done? Or does she want with the whole family? So this is it. If you have not seen the community scrapbook, the latest version, you know, I've just released it today. All the details for that will be in the video description. You know I always do that. It will also be in the Joe Sleep Spotlight collection. One day I'm going to understand exactly what that was. I don't know why I name it something that I can never remember. I remember Joe Sleep. But yes, so if you didn't make it into this week's, fear not. I'm going to have another community scrapbook update ready for the holiday season. So if you want to be a part of the scrapbook, just subscribe. Just leave a comment that says, hi, my name is, I am from, and I'm new to your channel. I'm going to get in a conversation with you, because that's what I do. I get in conversations with you all, because for the last 6 months, you've all kept me company while I've been housebound, but on this health journey. Well, tomorrow, I'm going to a wedding. I'm going to an all-day wedding. It's going to be Kirsty and Helen are getting married tomorrow, and we've got, right, can everybody send some positive vibes, some good energy, some thoughts, some prayers, some love, because the weather is absolutely shocking. I think there's a hurricane coming, or at least a gale. I don't know. I'm not Wincy Willis. But one thing we do have to do, let's send some positive vibes to Kirsty and Helen that they have a beautiful wedding day, a day which I will be able to witness because I'm coming out. I want the world to... Weren't you guys supposed to stop me from singing? Weren't you supposed to stop me from singing? My neighbours have been asking me for this for ages now. So I need to get over to do some questions that you guys have raised. I've got to answer them. But first, you might be wondering, who is this slick chick in front of you? Well, it's me. But you know what? This is that jumpsuit that I've been trying to fit in since week 3. Do you remember? Do you remember week 3? I think the first part of that video was actually showing you my belly as I was trying to video the jumpsuits. Well, this is it. And how fortuitous that it's, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a little bit bulging on here. I've got a safety pin keeping me decent. But here I am. In the jumpsuit. You know I love a jumpsuit. And why is that? Well, this week I've lost another pound. Yay! I didn't sing. It was just the soundtrack. But what we're going to do, I need to tell you more about my weight loss. So over these 6 months, I have lost in total 85 pounds, which is 38.6 kilos. This week, I've lost an extra pound, which is 0.6 kilos, or I rounded it down to a pound. I think it was 1.3 pounds. You know what I'm like. I'm not very good with the maths, so I just rounded up and rounded down. But yes, that is 6 stone in UK measurements. 6 stone in 6 months. Well, now you want to know where it's all gone. And that's why I've got these questions that you asked of me. Okay, so, good question. Oh, yes, very good. Very, very good. Oh, yeah. Right, I better get on and read them then, hadn't I? So, let me go to the first question. This cat. We know she's adorable. But you know she's sitting on my brand new peacock shawl. Whichever dress we choose, I'm going to be wearing a peacock shawl and this gorgeous peacock bag. Which may in fact make it just down to 2 dresses. I may have overstepped. You'll see at the end of the video which 3 dresses I have, and I need your decisions on which one to go for. But before we get to that, let's get to your questions. So, question from Emma, from Life with Emma W. What were your expectations, and did you get any side effects? Great question, Emma. So, I started on Mounjaro, so that's the GLP-1 of choice that I've been on with this health journey. I started it after a recommendation from my dear friend Richard, who is in fact my best friend's husband. Emma and Richard, you know I've spoken to them about them before. If you don't know, you need to go and watch my playlist of all my weekly updates. Right, but it was Emma's husband, Richard, that when I went over to see them on ready for Christmas last year and give them their Christmas gifts and their cards and everything, in comes Richard to give me a big hug. But he comes something like bounding in because he's full of energy. He's full of energy, and he was about 5 stone lighter. And I was like, what on earth is it you're doing? And he says, I'm sleeping better, that's for sure. And remember, I was really suffering with my sleep. So that was the first thing that I noticed him say. He's sleeping better. He told me that he was on Mounjaro and he's paying for it privately. So he gave me the details for his the clinic that he was getting it from. And so I joined that one too. But he said, Joe, here's the thing. This medication is going to suppress your appetite some, and it's also going to make you feel fuller for longer. And that is the process by which Mounjaro and these other GLP-1s work. They slow the digestive tract so that the food stays in the tract for longer. So he said, you need to be aware of these two things. He says, you will have suppression really early. So the very first meal that you have after you take your first dose, make it half the portion. He says, because you're not going to be able to eat it all. So he says, that's the first thing you need to be aware of. The second thing you need to be aware of is that you're going to get side effects. So I braced myself because remember, he's 5 stone lighter and he's sleeping better. So I braced myself. He told me to get a hold of some anti-nausea tablets. So whether it was like the travel sickness tablets or maybe some ginger tea, some peppermint tea, those peppermint capsules, you know, the sort of thing that helps with nausea. Well, another great thing that helps with nausea, you know those alcohol swabs that we get without medication? If you feel very queasy one moment, just rip open one of those swabs and smell it, because there's some sort of chemical reaction. I don't know, but it's some sort of chemical reaction that makes that nausea stop in its track. So that's from the alcohol. The smell of alcohol will make that happen. So that's the thing he told me about suppression and side effects. Well, the only side effects I've actually experienced are, takes me very nicely onto stay hydrated. Because you're eating less and this food's going to be in your system for longer, but it needs some help getting through the system. So that's why you need to drink plenty of water. If you've got any conditions like chronic kidney disease, heart disease, diabetes, you need to let your healthcare practitioner know that you're doing this medication, because they will also tell you how much water is safe for you to drink, because sometimes you're not able to drink the 90 ounces or the 3 litres that everybody else is trying to do on these GLP-1 streets. So they're my 2 bits of advice. The reason why I got onto Mounjaro was because I'd seen the wonderful effects it was having on Richard, and beware, get ready for the side effects. The side effects, you may in fact not have them, but it's always best to be prepared. Okay, next question. This question is from Himani. Himani, you're so fine, you blow my mind, Himani. Himani. Himani is a content creator and her channel is called Stealth Health India. She said, I want to know everything. Well, I told her when she said this, I says, you need to go and watch from the very first episode from week 1. Again, I'll put the video description in the link in the video description. Honestly, it's too late. It's too late, and I'm trying to do a recording. I won't edit it out. I'm sorry, I won't edit it out. But to know everything, start from the very beginning. In fact, see the difference in me. Hear the difference in me. Right? But she says, what are your macros and what do you avoid? Great question, Himani. So, I don't necessarily follow macros because I didn't have that app. I use the NHS weight loss app. I think it's called Weight Loss, I don't know. It's a free app and it tracks your health for 12 weeks and a goal, and you put in all the different foods, but it doesn't give macros. So I didn't necessarily go for macros. However, what I do know from all of the years that I've been trying to lose weight before, all of them, I know that what works best for me is low carb. And the reason why it works best for me is because I have actually chronic IBS, and it's the IBS that makes me run to the loo and my bottom explodes. I'm sorry, Mum. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find a better way to say diarrhea. The D word. Okay. So, I found that in order to get away from the D word, it's best for me to stay away from all the foods that trigger my inflammation, especially the inflammation in my gut. So I worked with a FODMAP dietitian back in 2016 and found that the majority of complex carbs, yes, the majority, I'm talking onion, I'm talking garlic, I'm talking all the rich coloured fruits, all the rich coloured veg, wheat, gluten, pasta, rice, oats even. All of these things set off my stomach, which meant that I had to avoid an awful lot of foods. But back in 2016, I was working, and so it was like, you either keep a job or you eat what you want and stay on the toilet. Keep a job, eat what you see, the decision was very easily made. So I still continue to avoid all of those foods. So I don't follow macros per se, but what I do know is that I prioritise protein. I always have to prioritise protein, and I probably get, when I first started my weight loss journey, I was 351 pounds, which was, I say 159.9 kilos. I don't know why I don't just round it up to 160, but it was 159.9 kilos when I first started, 351 pounds. And so I eat 150 grams of protein a day. But here's the other thing that I do. My rheumatology consultant told me that the best thing that would help me and all of my health issues was intermittent fasting. She told me to check out Dr. Jason Fung. Well, I found Dr. Jason Fung and I fell in love with Dr. Jason Fung. He's a powerhouse. He knows his stuff, but he makes it also really easy to understand. He's explaining that for many of us with lots of autoimmune issues, metabolic health issues, a lot of that is actually includes insulin resistance, which means we have far too much insulin running around in our bloodstreams, and that means that everything you eat is being saved into your fat cells. The best way to reduce the insulin levels in your bloodstream is to fast for at least 12 hours. So my rheumatology consultant told me to do intermittent fasting, and I first of all started at doing 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating. Then I got to 24, but then because my health was still really, there were still problems with my health, and my Raynaud's was so bad that I could barely move my fingers. They were like claws, and especially my toes as well, because they were just so inflamed. And so I found it really difficult to prepare food. So I was like, I'm going to eat one meal a day. And so I've been doing one meal a day since 2023 or 2022, 1,400 calories, one meal a day, and it's low carb because I have to keep away from all of those FODMAPs. Now, I am not saying you need to follow my plan. I'm not even saying, in fact, I'm categorically saying you should not follow the foods that I eat because they're so restricted. I have to take umpteen supplements from multivitamins, extra vitamin D, B12, B6, cod liver oil, vitamin A. What's the other one I take? I have to take fibre supplement because I can't get enough fibre because I can't eat lots of veg or fruit. So what I'm saying is, for me personally, I had to find the food that helped me diet. And that's what I think I would say to you guys. You could get some ideas and inspiration from some great channels on here. There's some, like Himani herself, who asked me this question. She posts on her channel every day just shorts of what she's eating, and they look delicious. Traces of Twan Life, I know that she does Pack Your Bag With Me, and she shows you what she's eating. And Linda from Linda's Journey, she shows you what drinks that you can make as part of this journey. Drinks that are full of vitamin C, fruit, fibre. She then adds a bit of protein in there as well, calcium. She does it all. So check out those channels. I'll put all the description, all the details in the video description. But you've got to find what works for you. If you are, for example, if you've suffered with a food addiction or a food disorder, I strongly advise you not to go for anything like fasting or one-day fasting, or at least to do it with your doctor's support. Likewise, if you've got any kind of health condition, so for example, I used to do extended fasts, but recently I found out that I'm low potassium because of the medication I'm taking for my heart health, so I can't do 3-day extended fasts anymore because I'm low potassium, and that will affect my heart. So whatever it is you choose to do, it could just be something simple as eating a little bit of what you fancy in moderation. That works for you on a GLP-1. Find what works for you, and consistency. That is my tip for you. So now I've got a question from Naomi Sparkles. Naomi Sparkles also has a channel, Made to Sparkle and Shine. She's wonderful. She's been on this journey the same amount of time as I have. So she's also just posted a video about her 6 months on Mounjaro. Her question is, how has your weight affected your relationships over the years? Great question. So I've always been a bonny lass. I was saying to Lorraine when I was interviewed for the Downsized, and Lorraine and Christopher, and I was saying to Lorraine, bonny lass is a nice way of saying a big gal. And a big gal is another way of saying a large lady. I'm not going to use the F word. I'm not going to use it because I know it offends some people. I'm not going to use it. But I was indeed a bonny lass. For a majority of my life, I was always very strong because when I was younger, we were a very sporty family. My dad used to get us involved in all sorts of sports, and my sport of choice was, netball for sure, but also I was a phenomenal sprint runner, 100 metres and 200 metres. What do you mean you don't believe me? Stay hydrated, folks. But this is what I used to do. I used to run so my body was strong. So even when I put on more and more weight, and at that point I was a bonny lass at probably about 210 pounds, which was about, oh hold on, let me do the maths, about 105 kilos? I don't know, I'm making it up. Someone do the maths for me. Do the maths and pop it in the comments below. But in English money in the UK, we know it as 15 stone. So that's what I used to be, 15, 16 stone. And I was indeed a bonny lass. But I had all the curves in all the right places. But in terms of relationships, well, there was one fella that I went out with who wanted me to lose weight and actively told me, I think we're going to have to end this because I never thought I would find myself being in a relationship with a fat girl. I used the F word. But he used the F word as well. I tell you what, I use a few F words as well. Had to watch myself there. So I'm moving on from that question, Naomi. On to the next one. This question is from Felicia at Felicia Marie B. She has got a fabulous channel. She's a warm and wonderful heart all the way from SoCal. She's also lost a fabulous amount of weight, so check her out. And she asks, if you could go back before starting the medicine and tell yourself one thing about Mounjaro, what would it be? Great question, Felicia. I would tell myself that weight loss will not be the most important thing for you on this journey. If you want to know more, go and check out Twan's live replay that she did last night. I watched it this morning. Twan, she's fabulous. She's Traces of Twan's Life, and she is based in Florida. She's lost a phenomenal amount of weight, But you know what else? She is really active. She stays really active and goes 110%, even when she was at her largest. But there was a fantastic conversation going on last night about what we've learned along this journey. And the majority of us were saying we've learned that the weight on the scales, so that number, that magical mythical number that you're looking for, or that BMI number, not the most important thing at all. It's not the most important thing at all on this journey. It's about the small changes, the small wonderful changes that happen along the way. And for me, with my health problem, because if you didn't catch episode 1 or episode 1 through to 25, you may not know that I started this journey on my deathbed. Yeah, that's right. It was my deathbed, because I got my GLP-1 the same day that I received Colin, my CPAP machine. Colin is my significant other. I found out on the 4th of April that when I did a sleep study, 7 months before that, but I only got the results on the 4th of April, I had stopped breathing 600 times in the night that they recorded me sleeping, which was an average a stop breathing every 45 seconds. And also, I found out that my heart stopped beating for up to 4 seconds. Is it 4 seconds or 4 beats? 4 seconds. Which is why I was on my deathbed. In fact, I would go to bed worried that I would never wake up. And who would look after Miss Mary? Who would look after her? She's heard her name mentioned. So that was the big thing. And so, yeah, weight loss is great, but it's what happens. All of those non-scale wins, like the fact that one day you'll find you're able to touch your toes and paint your toenails, even cut your own toenails. One day you might find that you're able to fit in the clothes that you got from the back of the closet. Because as Evelyn and Linda say, let's go shopping in the back of our closet. One day you might find that you're sleeping all the way through. Or that you don't need your walking cane anymore. I need my walking cane. But I tell you what I don't need. I don't need a mobility scooter, which was what I was actually going to be getting. I'm not working at the moment. I'm only not working because of my health. The last thing that we're working on now is getting my heart sorted, and then I'll be back to work. But the fact is that I have a future. I have a future. That future will involve me working again and doing the job that I love. That is the most important thing. So that is what... I hope that's answered your question, Felicia. Okay, next question is another one from Himani. Himani at Stealth Health India. She's asked, what's your dosing schedule and which dose helped you the most? Great question. So my dosing schedule, ever since I moved up to 5 milligrams, I realised that I couldn't handle the medication and it was giving me side effects. And back then I was housebound, very much housebound, but I was trying to now think about not being housebound anymore. So I didn't want any of the digestive, gastrointestinal side effects that so many people were experiencing. So I was like, well, I know I can handle 2.5. So I watched Gordon from Fat Old Climber. I watched his channel, and he started introducing us to the idea of split dosing. It's not just him who's been doing it. Lots of people have been doing it. I tell you what though, the manufacturers don't recommend it, and your doctor won't recommend it. I told my pharmacist that I was doing it, and they said so long as I don't take more of the medication that I'd been prescribed, they were happy for me to inject myself once a week or as often as 7 times if I needed to do tiny doses of them. Well, I don't do tiny doses. I do 2 injections a week, splitting a 7.5 to 2 3.75s, and I do those now. It's not actually a week. I now go to about 9 days. So today I need to inject myself today, but the last time I injected myself was Sunday? Was it Sunday? I can't remember, but it was more than 4 days ago. So I'm going to inject myself today, and that's what I mean. I'm now doing 3.75s for every 4 days, and then doing another 3.75. So it's now lasting me, at 7.5, it's now lasting me for about 8 to 9 days. Fabulous, isn't it? Which dose worked for me? I would say the best dose that worked for me was 2.5s. Remember, I had a lot of weight to lose, and a lot of it was water weight. I lost, on my first week, 11 pounds, and in my first month, 22 pounds. But of course, that was water weight. And I was still at that point, still over 350 pounds, 330 pounds. So after losing that weight, I was still 330 pounds. At this point, I'm still, hold on, what weight am I now? I can't remember. I'll put it in here. I'll do it in the edit. In pounds, and I've still got about another £100 to go before I'm thinking that might be back to the weight that I want to get down to. But remember, it's not about the weight. It's not about this mythical number anymore. It's about how well I feel. So at the moment, I've still got the heart issues. I've got the heart racing. I'm still struggling to walk. I still need to use my cane and those sort of things. But I'm going to the wedding tomorrow. This is a question from Deborah. She's got a channel called Truth and Transparency, aka Mission with Mounjaro. She is UK based. She's a fantastic woman. She's got type 2 diabetes. She's from London. She's asked, what are the top 3 benefits for you since taking Mounjaro? Can't read my own handwriting. Sorry, Deborah. Okay, so the 3 benefits for me. First and foremost, the community. This community that I have met along the way. Because the reality is that there's many people out there who are doing weight loss journeys. So I've met Shell, Byron and Alan. They're on Slimming World. Jen, she's got a channel, Calamity Jane. She's doing a GLP-1, but she's doing it with Weight Watchers. I'm doing low carb. I've met Cindy DeManch. I've met Steph and George from the keto and carnivore communities. There's Kim from Low Carb Queen and Keto Granny. That's Linda. They're on low carb. You meet so many people along this journey, whether they're doing a GLP-1 or not, and they're all there cheering you on. I call them my bouncy castle, because whenever you fall, whenever you have a moment, whether you've put weight on or you're feeling like you don't know what to do about supplements or what to do about activity, like I met Coach and Callie, they're really good at helping us with exercise regimes and things. The community is everything. So I would say the first benefit, first and foremost, is the community, and that's why, of course, I released the community vlog. In fact, let me show it you now. benefit. The second benefit, specifically for Mounjaro, is I'm on medication because I have all of these issues in my body, and most of those issues then come with inflammation. So I've got chronic kidney disease, stage 2, fatty liver disease, got fibromyalgia, I've got asthma, I've got severe sleep apnea, I've got hypercholesterol, hyperinsulinemia, which is insulin resistance. I've got Raynaud's disease in my fingers and my toes, dry mouth and dry eyes, IBS. I can't remember them all. Honestly, I cannot remember them all. But the majority of those come with inflammation. Well, I'm taking my medication for all of those things. But Mounjaro, there's something about Mounjaro that affects the inflammation. So, for example, I can do that now. Because my Raynaud's isn't so bad that I can't bring my 2 fingers together. That used to be a thing. I've still not got great grip, but certainly I've got better dexterity. Dee Dee from the Downsizing Diva, she's found that her knees are less inflamed. And Linda from Linda's Journey, she's found that it's really helped with her rheumatoid arthritis. It helps for so many things, so many issues and inflammation. It can help people with PCOS. It can help people with the type 1 and type 2 diabetes. They're now finding so many more ways that a GLP-1 can help some of these chronic conditions. It all comes down to metabolic health. The third benefit is I'm drinking more water. Stay hydrated. I'm drinking more water, which means that my body is staying hydrated. My skin's staying hydrated. I'm taking collagen supplements so that my skin is able to have that elasticity for as my body shrinks. So don't get me wrong, I've got loose skin. I will have loose skin. I have loose skin when I'm done. But it's not as bad as it could be. Mainly because of the water, the collagen, and the foods that I'm eating. 3 benefits. Hope that helps, Deborah. Taisha from Simply Taisha, she asks, what's been the biggest shift in your quality of life since starting? Taisha, I know the answer to this one. I don't want to get upset. I don't want to cry or anything. The point is I have a life. I have a life now. I have a future now. And with that future means that I'm going to be able to see all my grandies. That's a phrase that I've nicked from Christina in Perth, Australia. The grandies, all my grandnephews and nieces. I'm going to get to know them all now because I'm back. And I'm not working again just at the moment, but I will be. And my brain is sharper than ever. And I've learned so much. I know so much about AI and strategic L&D. So I will have a life. The fact that tomorrow I'm going to a wedding all day. I'm not going to be wearing any shapewear. I'm not sure why that's important right now. It's not. It's going to be important when I show you these dresses. But I won't be wearing any shapewear because I want to make sure that I'm as comfortable as can be because I will be out all day. But I'm going to be out all day and night. And that's the quality of life. Yeah. The future's bright. The future is bright. Okay. So Dom is my male Caucasian twin. Dom has a channel called the Mounjaro Diaries, and he asks, what's the single hardest thing you feel you've had to overcome since using Mounjaro? I know what the answer to that one is, Dom. For those of you who may have started on this journey with me right from week 1, so that's people like Emma from Folkestone, TV Mother Hen from Kentucky, Amy from Missouri, Tracy DD, my next door neighbour, and Sarah Cook from Boston. Those of you who've been with me from day one, you know that I could barely talk. I was very raspy. I could barely get my breath. I would cough through the whole sentence, cough through the whole vlog, because I had really bad asthma. I still have asthma. I still have to use my inhaler. It's not bad anymore. In fact, it's not bad anymore that I find myself just breaking into song, a song that I can't sing because I cannot keep a note or get the right pitch. And that is the thing that I'm trying to overcome. The fact that I can't stop singing and my neighbours are sick of it. Tom, I'm loving watching you on this journey. I've loved watching the fact that you've lost £100 in 200 days. Very well done to you, Tom. My love to you and Annie. And I'll see you soon. Okay, so the next question. I've got 2 more questions. And that's it. Which seems like I've been going for ages. So, 2 more questions. Christina from Perth, Australia. I've just mentioned you, Christina. She asks, how much more do you want to lose? Well, great question, which takes me probably very nicely back to Dom. Because when I first started watching Dom, I think he's about 2 months ahead of me. When I first started watching him, I noticed that his weight was exactly the same as mine. When we first started, 351 pounds. 159.9 kilos. And when I first started watching him, he explained that he wanted to just get rid of half his weight. And I thought, well, you know what? My doctors tell me I need to get to a healthy BMI. But there's no way this body, with all of this junk in the front and the back, is going to get to 10 stone, which is 140 pounds. No way. No, sir. But he said half of his body weight. So I thought, well, what's that? Half her body weight. That would be 80 kilos? 80 kilos, is that about... Oh, I don't know the maths, I'll pop it here. So maybe that's what I'm trying to get to. But the more I go on this journey, the more I realise it isn't about what's on a scale. So I'm not going to stop when the scale tells me I've hit a goal, if that makes sense. I will stop when I feel that my grip is coming back, that I can walk stably on my feet because I've got no information in my toes. I will stop when I can fit back into the clothes that I love. The clothes, I mean, I never was able to fit into this one. I've still got the label on it. But there's some fantastic clothes that I've got in a size 16, 18, and I want to get back into those. So maybe it's not about what the number is, it's about the way I feel. But I tell you what, Christina, you and everybody else here, you're invited to come along with me on the journey, because I'm having a whale of a time. Who said whale? Not me, not me anymore. Okay, this is the last question, and this is from my gorgeous friend Harjarene. Harjarene at D-Bus Way. Now, you may not know, you may or may not know, that Harjarene, Calamity Jane and I, we have a weekly vlog live podcast sort of thing. I don't know what it's called. I've been housebound for 5 years. But every Monday we meet for our behind the scenes live. And it's just a panel where we get different people to come along, different guests. We have different topics. You ask what questions you like. It's a safe space. So come along and join us. I think it's 4:15 Central Time, which is 5:15 Eastern Time, which is 10:15 PM UK time, which is 2:15 AM in India. But you can watch the live replays. But Harjarene, it's her birthday on Monday, so we're going to have the birthday edition of Behind the Scenes. And she asked this question, the last question. How do you feel about the change? Have you processed it? Well, I think she knows me too well. She's asked that question, have I processed it yet? Because I'm still getting to grips with the fact that I have a future. The fact that I can make plans again now. I mean, I'm 49. I didn't know I did not expect to reach 49. But now I'm 49. And 49 isn't actually that old. So maybe a relationship is in my future. Maybe more cats are in my future. Miss Mary's not so sure about that one. Let me show you what she's holding on to. Did I show you? Have I shown you these already? This beautiful peacock scarf. This beautiful peacock bag. Because I need to know what I'm going to wear for tomorrow's wedding. That is the immediate thing that's in my future. And I cannot decide between these 3 items. So I'm going to show you some video now of me in each one, and then in the comments could you tell me which one to go with, but it needs to be tonight because I've got to wear it tomorrow. Okay, so we've got this one. I took my glasses. I don't know why I took my glasses off. I'm not going to be wearing these ones, but these are my I don't know what I'm even trying to explain. Anyway, we're not about the glasses, are we? We're about the dress. So, this is one that I found in the back of my wardrobe. So I've been shopping at the back of my closet, and this is the one that I think this was the last dress that I wore the last time I went out. Out, yes. We've got the Timu dress that I worked on before, where I improved the hem, so it looks like it's more expensive. But it still doesn't quite fit properly. This should be at my waist, and clearly the girls are in the way. So we've got this one is an option, or we have this top and skirt combo. The skirt comes right down to my ankles. I know you can't see it, but hold on. Let me see. So don't look at my feet. So I'm not painting my toenails yet. I'll be painting my toenails, yes, because I can touch my toes now. But the important thing that we thought about for this one, my sister and I, was, does it bring too much attention to my belly, which we know is not where I want it to be yet. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've lost 86 pounds, but do I still look like a pregnant lady in this one? Because this is going right at the waist, isn't it? Okay, so thoughts please. Okay, so remember, subscribe if you want to be part of the community. If you want to have a chance of getting a knitted postcard, subscribe and tell me your name, tell me where you're from, let me get to know you, and I'll create a knitted postcard just for you. And yeah, I'll gift it to you, I'll send it to you. Just follow me on Instagram or email me on my email address, which is on my channel description, I think it is. Put in the comments which one of these dresses to wear, and put in the comments what has been, oh, I'm going to be a bit self-indulgent now. Don was self-indulgent earlier this week, so I'm going to be as well. Tell me what is the best thing you like about my channel. I think I know the answer. It's going to be Miss Mary. So until then, sleep well, slim down, and I'll see you next time.